Hey guys, we just got done a while ago now because I've messed with audio stuff for a bit. We just got done roughly watching the Xbox conference. It is Sunday, June 9th, and we're just going to kind of talk about some of the stuff we saw and what we thought about it, some impressions, and we're also going to wrap up the points for guessing for the Xbox conference for Cody and I. But with us today is a special guest. His name is Chris, and please be nice.
Hi, I'm Chris. Please be nice.
Okay, that works.
Yeah.
And then I'm Mike, as always. He's Cody, as always.
So, dude.
Sure. This is professional. This is how we shoot professional content here. Okay, so before we get into it too much, I just kind of want to know, overall what you thought of Microsoft's conference. Not necessarily getting into, the specifics, but just in general, the layout, the length, and yeah. I'll start. I thought Xbox's conference was fine. This was... Honestly, I kind of expected this to be a bigger year for them than it ended up being. I think that they did have, high-quality content at their show. I thought that they kind of front-loaded the conference, and that the second half of the conference was a little underwhelming comparatively. But I think that the conference overall was fine, although I kind of expected it to be a little bit better than just fine. So I'm going to switch to Cody. Cody, what did you think about the conference?
It was a good 7 out of 10 for myself. Like you said, it was very front-loaded, but I felt like the first half hour lasted an hour and a half. That's why I asked you guys. It had been an hour and a half. You were like, no.
Yeah, you're like,
oh,
it's been
shit.
an hour and a half already, and I'm like, bro, it's been half an hour.
No, we still got another hour of this thing to go.
I think the only thing that I really took out of that was the Hot Wheels, the Lego expansion for Forza Horizon.
Don't get too specific, but I thought it was really interesting that they're adding new content to Forza Horizon instead of making a new Forza game. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I agree with you. It was pretty much just like a straight down the middle pitch. Chris, what did you think of the conference?
I mean, I liked it. They had about as many indie games and stuff like that, or stuff from their first-party developers that is going to be in Game Pass as I thought they would. I thought it was more of an 8 out of 10. Like, the only disappointment is we didn't hear more about their next-gen console, which is fine because it's a year and a half out still, and yeah,
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that they would bring in the new console. It's weird that they would start the conference, blow out a few games, and then be like, oh, we're going to talk about new Xbox hardware later. But we'll get into that. Let's start getting into the minutia of the conference. I've taken notes. They're very in-depth, and that I typed as fast as I could while they were revealing things without missing anything. So let's start with how the conference started with Outer Worlds. And that's the first time we've really seen a new trailer for that game since last E3, I think also at their conference. I thought it looked good. I don't know if I'm in love with how cutscenes play out in that game, how it kind of focuses on the character you're talking to with kind of a weird blur of the background action.
Well, it makes sense with who developed the game.
Yeah, it looks like it's shot on camera or something.
It looks good.
The cutscenes The cutscenes look like The Office. That's what I got from it.
Well, I mean, that's like the Fallout style type thing. When you walk up and talk to somebody, it pans in on their face. They want you to see every dimple and scar.
Yeah, for sure. You're right. It is very hey, we're making a new game. It's not Fallout, we promise. And it seems like they're pretty intent on making a similar game there. I thought it was interesting. It's going to be day one Xbox Game Pass on October 25th, which is the exact same day as Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Which one do you think is going to move?
Oh, my God.
I think they'll both move. I think Call of Duty will still move more.
I don't think either of them are moving.
You don't think?
I don't know.
I don't think they're both moving.
Is Outer Worlds an exclusive?
No. Outer Worlds is a weird situation. It's on PS4, Xbox One, and the Epic Games Store because they... are contractually obligated to release it multi-platform because they were developing it before they were purchased by Xbox Game Studios. It was before they became an exclusive studio to Xbox consoles. Not that that really means anything anymore. I mean, Minecraft is on everything.
Right.
But
Yeah, and I mean it'll help with the cash flow, anyways. I mean.
yeah, I mean it's a freebie for Xbox, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a freebie for that studio, and I'm surprised how much I like the style of that game. For the most part, like the aesthetic is pretty pleasing. Outside of like the cutscenes, I think that's stuff I'll have to get used to. That is something I just kind of always had a hard time with.
It reminded me of Dishonored a lot.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, it has a weird aesthetic. The stuff from like the underground or whatever.
Yeah.
It looks like it looks kind of like Bioshock pre like apocalypse or whatever. Because you have people, but it's apocalyptic in the sense that like this corporation has taken over. October 25th, I think that Outer Worlds would be the one to move. I don't think Call of Duty is gonna move.
I'm gonna say it's Call of Duty. I hate to say that, but regardless of what Call of Duty it is, what year, they're still gonna buy it.
I mean, yeah, and going in with the Modern Warfare.
And this is a whole new game. Like, who's just gonna jump on a brand new IP?
That's why I think that Outer Worlds is gonna move.
I mean, that's a fair point. Don't get me wrong.
All those points make me think Outer Worlds is gonna move because that's a game that I'm sure that they've had that release date in mind for a while. I'm sure that a lot of people right now are thinking that it's weird that those two games are coming out on the same day. And not to say that they're necessarily the same audience, but sorry, I'm gonna mess with my mic a little bit. There we go. Not to say that they're necessarily the same audience, but first-person shooters are launching on the same day. That's kind of gonna monopolize a bit of that audience. There are probably people who are on the fence for both that are like, oh, I would rather play a fully developed single player only story over like a multiplayer shooter. But there's people who feel the opposite way. They're like, I'm just gonna pick up Call of Duty, I'll pick up Outer Worlds later, or I'll just get it on Game Pass or whatever.
I'm gonna pick up Game Pass actually now, and I'm gonna play both.
I think that's like the biggest takeaway from this conference today is that Game Pass, and they've said this before, but Game Pass is pretty much integral to their first party studios. Every single game that's an Xbox Game Studios game is coming to Xbox Game Pass. The only one that was vague was Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
That being because it's not coming for a long time. I'm sure that next E3 they will
like a year and
have the banner that says, yeah, exactly. That's why I felt like it was pointless.
Then why'd they announce it like 3 years ago? How long ago was it?
I think
last
year.
Yeah, Halo
last year
Infinite
they announced Infinite.
Was it really? God.
Yeah.
Yep.
It feels like a lifetime.
Yeah.
Let's move on. And then Ninja Theory showed off Bleeding Edge, which is a 4v4 multiplayer game. I also felt about it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Their last game was Hellblade, which
I've
was a
seen it
single
before.
player game. I got really bad Battleborn vibes from it.
And I mean, like, there are rumors that Blizzard's gonna launch Overwatch 2 at some point. So if, like,
I think even if Overwatch is just their primary platform at that point, Overwatch will have
still have
the
main
following
audience.
already.
Yeah.
It'll have new characters and new maps and new modes that are available via their seasons that they keep up with. I think it's going to be really hard for Ninja Theory, which isn't traditionally a multiplayer shooter developer, to come out and be like, hey, we're going to compete in that same space, and we're starting now?
Yeah.
Especially because, okay, so the alpha for that starts June 27th. They announced that. It's a technical alpha. So you would imagine that the full version of that game is probably coming out early next year, because that gives them a solid amount of time to work through the alpha and then have a beta later this year and then launch early next year. And that's the same year that they're going to put out a new console, and you're going to launch a multiplayer shooter. Just in general, you're going to launch a multiplayer game in general on hardware that has been out for, at that point, over 6 years, and just expect people to stay with it. I mean, I think that on Windows, like, it could have a long lifespan, but on Xbox One, like, do you really think?
I really need they need to show the divide between them and like other hero shooters, or else people are just gonna brush it off and just keep playing Overwatch.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that space is starting to get a little.
Like, what's the difference? What's the real
Yeah.
difference?
because you have Overwatch, Quake Champions, Call of Duty has delved into the hero style.
Rainbow Six Siege can
now.
be considered.
Rainbow
dude,
Six Siege as
has
well.
got a great following.
And they've got Rainbow Six Siege support coming throughout the years. Not releasing a new game, just continually supporting the platform.
They want to keep it going into the next generation. They've already...
And so you have that promise. Why would you pick up Bleeding Edge?
And I mean, like, there are games that are like Melee, like that like there's For Honor that just got dedicated servers like 4 months ago, and they're keeping that going.
Right.
They could surprise us. I think that right now that game looks,
Oh yeah.
Ditto. Not impressed.
Yeah. Dropping into another game I'm surprised is really far off. Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Oh, that looks so good.
It looks fantastic.
It looks so good.
I really need to get back and beat that first one.
You never beat the first one?
Never
I
beat
also
the
have.
first
I
one.
never have.
Holy
either.
crap, guys.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I have a
I have a hard time finishing games. I'll get to the end
Yeah.
and I won't do it.
well, I feel like 2D it's kind of like
Platformers
2D
are hard.
platformers are like
They're
artistic platformers like that. It's hard for me to really stick with. I had a hard time with what's that one with Yarny? Unraveled.
Unraveled.
I had a hard time with Child of Light by Ubisoft as well.
Child of Light was a good one.
I liked Child of Light. I wish I would have finished that too, but let's kind of bulldoze through these next two. Next up is Minecraft Dungeons, Spring 2020, another 2020 game. Oh, Ori was February 11th, 2020, by the way, but Minecraft Dungeons, Spring 2020. That I think that was the first game we saw that we were like, holy shit.
It looked really cool. Like
It caught me off guard. Like,
even though I don't play Minecraft.
I mean, I played Minecraft religiously for several years, and I still every now and then, but it looks so good.
I used to play Minecraft in beta. I haven't played Minecraft since the final release, like right when it was the final release in 1.0. And I'll be honest, like I'm really excited for this game. I don't think they know what to do with the Minecraft IP necessarily. I think that this is a cool idea, and a cool spin-off, but like I was making jokes about Minecraft too, but like, are they ever going to do that, or are they just always going to support the same version of Minecraft forever?
They're probably just going to keep one going.
I would think that would be a very
They
wise
bought
idea for them.
Minecraft for $4 billion, I believe.
Mhm.
And they bought Minecraft for $4 billion just to have the one version of Minecraft and spin-offs.
I mean, that's still. I mean, think of all the money they make off of skin packs alone, though, for Minecraft.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, not on the PC version.
I guess I wish that they would commit to. I wish that they would commit to finding a way to make a new version of Minecraft while incorporating some of the elements of this spin-off style that they have. I think that they have a good thing with Minecraft Dungeons. I'm definitely gonna play that game.
I mean, it's a dungeon crawler. I
Yeah.
mean, it looks fun.
Yeah, it looks fun. Like,
play
point
it
blank,
as
that
well.
game does look fun.
Diablo in the Minecraft
Right.
world with RPG elements. Yes, please. I mean.
Yeah. Next up was Blair Witch. It comes out August 30th.
I gotta play that.
I've got to play it too.
I gotta play that.
It looks fun.
It looks sick.
There hasn't been a horror game that's looked like that in a while.
No.
I guess I should have realized it was Blair Witch from like the camera stuff.
I didn't know what was going on. I
Just
really
the
thought it was.
fuckery in the
standing in the
trailer.
corner.
I thought it was
So-
Outlast 3.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
2 came out, 2017?
There was something else I said before that, and I can't remember. I wish I could remember. But before you said Outlast 3, there was something else I thought it might be. But it could have been like...
Oh, Alan Wake is what you
Yeah,
thought.
I was like, Alan Wake, but yeah, no, when they showed the character, I was like, nah. And then the time and everything like that, too. But yeah, it comes out August 30th. It looks pretty good. Let's get into the best part of this conference. Cyberpunk 2077 showed up. They had a new trailer. They showed off this character that maybe is a main character, which is confusing because they showed off... I'm assuming that you can choose between a male and a female character in this game because
I thought the same thing.
that 45 minutes they showed last year.
It was a girl.
It was
they
a
were
girl
playing
as the main character, and it had that like the bigger samurai looking guy.
Yeah.
It had him in the gameplay, so I think that just perfectly ties more into like how your choices matter in that game. because they show the guy, dying in the car. You see that guy through 45 minutes of gameplay that's available via last year's, demo that they put out for just the press. And, yeah, I don't know. I think it shows perfectly how, like, choices you make will affect whether characters that are main characters live or die. But, yeah, it looks great. And then they revealed Keanu Reeves is in the game at
Fuck
the end.
yeah.
And someone went, "You're breathtaking."
Oh, yeah.
Because in my notes I verbatim put Cyberpunk 2077 has Keanu Reeves and is breathtaking.
He is breathtaking.
He is breathtaking.
He's a good looking man.
Yep.
Yeah. And he
No
came out
shame.
on stage and talked about it. People wouldn't really let him talk. I thought that was really funny. But yeah, no, he came out, he talked about the game briefly and working with CD Projekt Red, and then showed off one last little trailer. The game comes out April 16th, 2020. About what I expected that game to come out, to be honest.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't think that was a this year game. There was just no way. I didn't see it taking longer than spring of next year, to be honest. That game has been kicked around for a long time.
Yeah.
I think since 2014. Right
Somewhere in there,
right after The Witcher 3 came out. Like, that same year, they put out an image, I believe, for just like a teaser, just the woman that was like clearly a cyborg, like in the rain. Yeah, it's very cool. It looks really exciting. I've been excited for that game for a while. I'm glad that it's finally coming out, and it's awesome that it's Keanu Reeves. Because anywhere he pops up, I'll probably just check out because he's just great. Kicking through the next few, actually, a game named Spiritfarer was announced. That was the one where you could build up like that ship
that
with
one
like
looked
the
cool.
animals and stuff.
I wanted to play that one.
I was confused what it was supposed to be, but I
still
love
know.
the art style.
Yeah.
Um,
The music was kind of fun.
couldn't have been a harder transition from Cyberpunk, I thought. From like gritty Cyberpunk first-person shooter to cute, artsy.
Like build a little house, live with some animal people.
Yeah,
like,
I got Animal Crossing vibes from it a little bit.
yeah.
Although it's definitely not quite the same. There's definitely something about it that's like you're building up your.
It looks more
boat
like a
town.
spiritual journey type thing, because like
Right.
when
Yeah.
like at the one point in the trailer where they're just like, and like you learn to say goodbye, it looks like you're taking these animal people to like a place, and like you're getting
Like a
them
safe haven almost.
yeah, where they need to be, and
Yeah.
like I'm all about that. That looks fun.
Yeah. That was the part of the trailer I was a little bit confused by, but yeah, we'll just have to see more of that game. They didn't announce a release date for that.
Yeah, they just kept on trucking with
They
that
just
one.
popped it out there, and then they popped out another one, a new Battletoads game that is 3-player, and I thought there were 4 Toads.
I also thought there were 4, but
I guess there's
there could have been
3.
3.
Did
I
we
think I'm
Google that? Are
wrong
there-
on that. I didn't fact check. But there's a new Battletoads game. It looks relatively basically just like a faithful successor to the old Battletoads in a lot of ways.
I really don't know how I feel about it. It just
Yeah, the art style's like fine.
looks alright.
It looks like an
Sure.
indie game.
It looks very Castle Crashers type.
Yeah,
To
sort
me.
of, kinda. Yeah. Well, I think Castle Crashers gets its
Yeah.
playstyle from those older type cooperative games, but I thought it looked fine. It didn't have a release date, which was weird. It did say coming to Game Pass, of course, day 1 on Game Pass. Who knows when that day 1 will be. And let's keep trucking. Next was The Legend of Wright, which was very confusing to watch.
Which one was that one?
That was the one. That was the one that was like an RPG on paper on a table.
Oh my gosh!
What the
yeah.
fuck was that?
That game was hard to look at.
I felt like I was on acid.
Yeah. Well, it transitions between different art styles and different things. It's very confusing. So the way they portray it is very erratic across like hand drawn on paper as an RPG, going through a town and interacting with things, but then you're like paper mache on a table, and it shows the table you're on, and it's 3D like moving across to another table where there's more going on, and there's an overworld map where you have different points, but then you're back on paper doing things, and there's a dragon drawn on paper that breathes fire, and then you're in 3D paper mache again. And that pacing and that way that I just portrayed that's how they portrayed it in the trailer. It's very...
That shit was wild.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm excited or not.
I don't think I am.
I saw that trailer and I was like, okay. It's very overwhelming.
Oh yeah, they just kind of threw it out there.
A very weird trailer.
Yeah. There are 3 Battletoads, by the way.
3 Battletoads.
Is it 3? Okay.
Okay, then we are the faithless. We are the misinformers. Next up was a hype trailer. It had multiple games in it, some of which didn't have titles. 2 of them did. I can't remember the names of them. I didn't put them down. I didn't have enough time.
It's one of them was the one where you drinking.
That's right. Yeah.
Under the table.
Well, that was the Game Pass trailer. No, you're right. Yeah, one was by the developers of Oxenfree.
Yeah.
One was that game that I was talking about, the one that's by the developer of Deadly Premonition. That was a Kickstarter game or an Indiegogo game. One of those. It was a crowdfunded game. That game is coming day 1 to Game Pass. Yeah, it was just a hype trailer of games coming day 1 to Game Pass. Yeah. And a lot of them look pretty good. There wasn't enough to look at, to be honest. It's the thing they do yearly, you know?
Yeah, they just throw them out there, let them know they're still being developed, and...
Basically, yeah. Yeah, the hype trailer is basically just like, here's a bunch of indie games. They're all coming to Xbox. When? Who cares? You'll play them. You won't.
Right.
Who knows?
It's going to be free anyway if you have Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass, you just pay $10.
Yeah.
You're probably going to check it out.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And then for Game Pass, they announced 4 new games launching. Arkham Knight, which was not very good.
It was not. It was a shit game.
Metro Exodus, which I've heard is really good.
Yeah.
And that's pretty impressive because of the next news. Hollow Knight.
Hell yeah.
Which is awesome. Yeah, that game is good. And that just came out physically for Switch. It comes out soon.
PS4.
It comes out soon for PS4.
I thought it was already out.
I think it's the 24th for PS4, if I had to guess.
Oh.
It's later this month for PS4 for some reason.
That's weird.
Yeah, the Switch version came out first. I guess that game's not getting a physical on Xbox. Okay, oh well, it's on Game Pass.
Right.
If you pay $10 a month, you have it on Game Pass. I guess, yeah. And Borderlands Handsome Collection, I honestly thought that was already on Game Pass. I think it was an Xbox Live Gold game. At one point.
I don't think it actually was an Xbox Gold game. I know.
I am wrong.
Borderlands 1 was, and then
Yes.
Borderlands 2 were both individually,
Gotcha.
but not the Handsome Collection.
That's weird. Well, that's a good get. I mean,
Just
having
backwards compatible.
having Borderlands Handsome Collection on Game Pass along with the Borderlands news that they announced today, you know, that's a good incentive to get people into Borderlands 2 before Borderlands 3 comes out.
Yep.
It's literally $10 a month, guys. Come on. You can have all those games.
You can cancel your Netflix and get Game Pass.
You can
Yeah, because Netflix is...
just don't buy the new iPhone, guys.
Yeah,
You don't have to buy the new iPhone.
What is this going to be? 11S or some shit?
Whatever. Man.
Anyway,
it'll be the iPhone whatever. It'll be the iPhone Project Scarlet X2.
Chill.
125%.
125%.
We'll get into that. They also announced that Xbox Game Pass PC beta starts today.
Yes.
And it is $9.99 a month. It is not included with your Xbox Game Pass console subscription, but they do have a new subscription. It's called Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. It's $14.99 a month, and it includes Xbox Game Pass for console, Xbox Game Pass for PC, and Xbox Live Gold, which is actually a really good bundle because it's quite literally the upfront cost of the console Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold for the year. For the year total, you know, that's gonna be $180 a year, and then you get Xbox Game Pass PC with that, so it does actually save you money. Like if you want all 3 of those subscriptions, if you're already paying yearly for Xbox Live Gold, and you're paying for Xbox Game Pass right now, you're stupid because you should just have this. It's quite literally the same price, and then if you have a PC, you get a bonus. the PC Game Pass. So
I can't wait to see how that turns out. The PC part of that.
yeah, it's an interesting idea.
I wonder, are you going to install the games? Is it streaming? I don't really know how it's going to work.
I think it's install.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I think they said Metro Exodus is also coming to the PC version.
Yeah.
And right now that's exclusive to the Epic Game Store. So I'm wondering, is that game going to be losing its exclusivity soon? Because I thought it was for a year.
I don't know how long it was for.
But if it's not for a year, that means that it's available via the Xbox Store.
I guess from what I've read that it's not selling on Epic because of Epic, like the launcher. Like that's the sole reason.
Yeah. People are just
That's why I
outright
refuse. Like,
boycotting buying games on the Epic Game Store. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting announcement. Obviously, we already knew about Xbox Game Pass for PC. There had been rumors about Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I should have made that a prediction. Moving on, though, next up was Microsoft Flight Simulator.
hell yeah.
We're going to leave it at that, I
Hell
guess.
Yeah. Fly some fucking planes, dude.
We're going to move on to the next announcement, Age of Empires 2 Remastered.
It looked cool. I like how they upscaled all that.
And
Now,
we're going to leave...
Was that only on PC?
I'm
or
pretty sure
that...
it was only PC.
Yeah.
Only PC.
We'll just leave that one at that, because the following three, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Age of Empires 2 Remastered, and Wasteland 3, were announcements that I was like,
Yeah.
okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. They're doing more with that.
Wasteland 3 was an announcement that like took forever. It was drawn out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
as like a
didn't
welcome
know
to
what was
Colorado
happening.
thing. I was
It's
trying to
just
figure
like,
out the whole
yes,
time.
Go to Colorado. That's great.
I'm like, okay, this plays like XCOM. What is this? And yeah, no.
I'll play Flight Sim. That's it. Out of those
Yeah.
three.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I might get Age Empire. Like, I don't have a beefy PC, so it's not gonna look the best. But I like RTS.
Right.
Yeah, it's fun.
If Wasteland 3 is on Game Pass, I'll try it out.
Mhm.
That's probably the only way I would try any of those three, to be honest. I don't think Microsoft Flight Simulator is anything I'm interested in, to be honest. Good for people who are excited about that. Age of Empires 2, once again, another one I'm not really all that interested in. I am iffy on that style of game. But I get it. So we'll leave those there. Next up, they brought out Tim Schafer, announced that Double Fine Productions is joining Xbox Game Studios. They continue along this treacherous path of just buying up studios like crazy. And yeah, I guess. Awesome. They showed off a new Psychonauts 2 trailer. It looked good. They didn't put a release date on that, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, they didn't.
That game is coming whenever it's coming. It looks like it's
I
pretty
mean, it's already
decently in development.
It's already taken like 12 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
They announced it a long time ago, you know?
yeah, and that was a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And so they're just gonna put it out. Like they just want to make sure everybody's happy with it because there's been so many GoFundMe or Kickstarter disasters. I mean, they don't want to be another one.
Yeah, I feel like that game was actually announced on Xbox's press conference at E3 one year, but yeah, it looks good. It looks like an old game, but in a good way, kind of like Kingdom Hearts 3, which is nice.
Looks like a PS2, another PS2 platformer,
Yeah,
which is
it's
what the
just-
first one was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. I am I'm excited for that game. Double Fine joining Xbox, sure. That means I can get that game on Game Pass day one. Next announcement was Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga coming in 2020.
Hell yeah.
I also am hell yeah about that. Sorry, I was checking something.
I'm getting that for sure.
Yeah.
It's done deal.
I thought it was straight up just gonna be like episodes 1 through 7 remastered. They
Yeah,
haven't
same.
they haven't done an episode 8 game.
Does that also include Rogue One though? Because that's kind of technically.
I don't think it technically is Skywalker
It's not a
Saga.
Skywalker
it's
Saga.
it's outside because they wouldn't do a Han Solo one either. That one's
Good point.
you know.
Future DLC, I guarantee you. On that one.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I could see the characters from it coming over. I don't know if they'll do story or not, but yeah, I think it's cool that they're doing a Skywalker Saga compilation type thing for Xbox One, obviously PS4, probably Nintendo Switch.
Probably Switch.
You know,
That'll sell really well on the Switch.
yeah, I think I'm really excited for that. I never played the Force Awakens one. I played a little bit of the original trilogy one.
I haven't played a Lego game in probably like 7 years or
it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I
But
played all of them except The Force Awakens.
Yeah. I didn't play the Clone Wars one for sure. I might have played a little bit of the prequel trilogy one.
Actually, I don't think I played the Clone Wars either. I played through the first 6 movies.
I know that
That's
I
all I
played
did.
parts of those, but
I mean, like, they're usually always the same game. Like, you go in, you play through
Yeah.
the story, you get bricks, have fun.
Yeah.
you know what you're getting from those games 100% of the time, which is nice.
It's a set amount of fun. It's this much fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fine. Every Lego game is fine. They're not bad games. They're not phenomenal games. They're just simply good games.
Yep.
Which is good, and that's good. Next up was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot for early 2020. I don't give a shit about this game.
I don't know. If they made a I don't know how to explain it.
Chris,
I'm
you were
gonna-
excited.
I'm gonna talk for a minute.
That's fine. Go ahead. I can take a break.
I don't like the open air like fighting style in the Dragon Ball Z game. Xenoverse 1 did it okay. Xenoverse 2, like, I felt like I was getting thrown everywhere and it was just a problem. Like, you're always locking on, locking off.
I played Xenoverse 1. I thought it was fine. I don't know. Those Dragon Ball games, people are super into those. I said that like an old person.
Yeah.
Those Dragon Ball,
What is this?
they're Dragon Balls. I just think that they're whatever. Sure.
I mean, I feel
You know,
like
sure. I get it.
yeah, it'll be fun. Like, I'm sure. I just copied you. I'm sure, but it'll be fun. It has its audience. You know, it's
It's gonna sell regardless.
it's gonna sell.
Yeah, that's
It's
sim-
Dragon
that's
Ball Z.
simply it.
After the success of Dragon Ball Super, Super, it's gonna sell. I mean,
Yeah. That game is for a specific audience. It's definitely not me. I get it. The next game looked really cool and weird. It's by the studio Annapurna. It's called 12 Minutes.
Oh, that looked cool.
That game looks
So cool.
weird.
Yeah.
It was pretty much entirely top down. It's about a guy who's stuck in some sort of time loop, and it shows him like interacting with his wife and this guy who's like claiming to be the police, and not stinging the police, but the real police. And it looked weird, and all I can say is you have to watch the trailer for that game to like really get what they are showing off. I mean, it's hard to describe that game. It looks awesome.
It looks good.
They didn't put a release date on that, I don't think. But the next game was called Way of the Woods. This was the one with the deer.
I really want to play that.
Yeah, it looks good.
I really want to play that.
Yeah, parts of it were kind of cool looking. There was a part, so basically, like you're a deer, you're leading another deer. You have some like lightning thing tethered to your horns. You're using it to interact with like vending machines.
You're like absorbing the light.
Yeah,
and that's how you,
yeah.
like, radiate.
Yeah, it shows light coming off of a train car to your antlers. And then it shows you doing things like interacting with a gate, like at a train
and
station in
soda
Japan.
machines and stuff
And
like
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
feel like that's definitely going to be like a post-apocalyptic, like, you know, all the people are
Yeah.
gone,
Yeah.
so this is what the animals
sure.
are doing now. Either that,
Tokyo Jungle.
yeah. Either that or it's just like a spiritual, like, with that other animal game earlier, like, stuff like that is always more spiritual and,
Yeah. It looked very artsy fartsy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It looked fun though.
I'm probably going to play it as well.
I like artsy fartsy. Sometimes they got me.
Yeah, I beat Celeste earlier today. And
Oh man,
dude,
there's
I
new
know.
DLC coming for that game too,
I know.
and it has over 100 levels.
The DLC?
Yeah,
Yeah.
What
the
the
new chapter called Farewell. It has over 100 new levels in
That's
it.
insane.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, it came out a year and a half ago, so I get it.
yeah. They've had
that
a lot of
makes
time
sense.
to work
That-
on it. I
yeah.
get it.
That game was so much fun, though.
Yeah, except
so
they delayed my limited
people in
run
this
copy.
podcast love artsy fartsy. That's the takeaway here. Continue.
Sure, yeah. Next up was Gears 5. They had probably the worst trailer of the entire conference. It was incredibly lame. But they showed more of that game, and the more that they showed of that game, the more I was like, okay, all right.
The story trailer's what threw you off, but you haven't
Yeah.
beaten any of the.
So that's, yeah, I mean, that's fair, but like, it doesn't actually show any story. It just, so the trailer is just, her name's Kate Diaz.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I believe
It's
you.
it's the character, it's the female character from Gears 4, and it's just her facing the camera and her face morphing to the Billie Eilish song. I'm gonna be honest, bros, I've seen that music video. That's all I needed to see. That's it. I mean, that's why? It was weird. And like, yeah, so you start to see like morphing off of this character, like the faces from different Gears of War characters. I'm not even gonna hazard to guess some of their names because I don't give a shit or even know or care, to be honest. But you see their faces morphing off of hers, and you see her get like weirdly infected, like the hive. Is that it?
No, it's the locust.
The locust. I knew it was something like that.
Yeah. Mike, we just need to play through all the Gears games.
That's fine.
We should play through all the Gears games.
That's fine. I want to.
You would appreciate that trailer a little bit more than.
I guess. I mean, the thing is, like, the escape game mode, that looked good. It's
I'm excited about that.
Just to clarify, it's a 3-player horde escape mode. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And they're also still going to have a horde mode. They're also still going to have the player versus player that everybody knows and loves. My only problem with the escape mode, as I said earlier, is Gears of War is a cover-based shooter. So if there's a ticking clock forcing you one way and enemies coming at you this way, there has to be some sort of give and take so you don't get mowed down immediately while you're running because you can't sit behind cover.
Yeah, I just I don't know, that trailer gave me real Call of Duty Zombies vibes. I called that out. And then they showed off Terminator DLC for that game.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
I don't give a shit. Terminator's a dead franchise. Move on, James Cameron.
They're making a new one.
I know. Well, yeah, it's Terminator Dark Fate. It's based off the new one. Supposedly,
there are rumors that Terminator is going to be a DLC character eventually in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's what's been kicking around. They're just gonna whore that character out to. They're gonna whore that character out like Shovel Knight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, poor Shovel Knight.
I'll play horde mode. I don't think I'll play through the game.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to play through the game, we can.
I mean, I literally have them all. I just haven't fucking played them.
They're good. They're fun.
That's what everyone tells me, but are they good?
Yes.
I'll take your word for it. I don't want to get into it. I'll play it. I'll try it.
We'll talk about them later.
I'll try it. I'll give it a shot. Next up was the Elite Controller Series 2. The big improvements are that it has Bluetooth, that you can tighten the control sticks, and you have 3 presets for controls. You also have 3 settings for your triggers, and
fucking battery.
Oh, and a rechargeable battery. How could I forget?
A rechargeable
I was texting Sam right away. I was like, the first rechargeable Xbox One controller ever. You have to pay $150 for it.
I mean, I'm in the market for a new one anyways, so I will probably...
Perfect timing.
Yeah, right?
The perfect timing was like 6 months ago when they put out that white one, guys.
I had it pre-ordered, and money was a factor there.
Yeah. No, I feel bad for all those people who bought that re-release that had absolutely 0 changes, and now they're going to be like, oh, by the way, there's a new Series 2 Elite controller. Yeah, finally.
Big eye roll.
Anyways, go ahead and buy it. Yeah, whatever. The Elite controller doesn't. I don't care about the Elite controller. It doesn't matter. It's dumb. Next up was Dying Light 2, which they showed a new trailer for. People really liked that first one.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I need to play that game more to decide how I feel about it.
I mean, a couple notable changes that I saw just from the trailer.
Yeah.
Wall running. Like down hallways.
Yeah.
Looks fluid. Like, you couldn't do that in the first one. You could only run up and, like parkour over things. You couldn't wall run.
I'm glad that they committed to, like, at least a period for the release window of spring 2020. It just adds to the ever-growing colossal list of games coming in 2020, which is insane. Mm-hmm. There's just a lot of games coming in that first half of 2020.
2020 is going to be like another 2017.
Yeah, straight up. I mean, it has Cyberpunk. It has Dying
literally
Light 2.
Everything.
It has, Ori.
I mean, we have still the rest of 2019
I would-
for a lot of these to be delayed.
I would
Yeah,
honestly
good point.
assume that that Final Fantasy VII is going to be in that early window. But
Without
yeah,
a doubt.
Are you crossing your fingers on that one?
no, I think legitimately the first half of that
think?
game. I think the first
The
part
first- yeah.
is coming
Yeah,
out
'cause it's gonna be
early
episodic.
2020.
Yeah.
That's the rumor right now. And then also in the rumor mill is that The Last of Us 2 is coming out in the first half of 2020 because it's supposed to be a late 2019 title, and then it got internally delayed to 2020.
I mean, do you think we'll talk about it at the end?
Yeah,
Two
yeah,
seconds.
that's a different
Yeah.
conversation. But yeah, no, I'm glad that window is filling up because it is gonna be crazy. Next up, Cody, I'm just gonna let you take this one. Forza Horizon 4 Lego Sports Cars this week.
I'm all about it. Yeah, it was like June 13th, I think.
Yeah, June 13th.
That's
4 days.
crazy.
I'm
4 days.
downloading it day one.
Bro,
I'm on board.
I still have to install Forza Horizon 4.
I have Game
but
Pass.
I have it.
I have Game Pass. Like I could play that game, but I
play
don't.
Forza Horizon?
No, I installed it. I pulled up to that stupid fucking racetrack.
Yeah.
And then I uninstalled it.
Why?
I didn't like it. I don't like.
You
I-
got
I
4 minutes
continually.
in the game, Mike.
I continually do this thing to myself where I'm like, I'm gonna try to play a Forza game because I hear really good things about them, and then I get in the car and I start driving or whatever. Well, you don't get in the car; you just start driving.
Yeah, Star
I
Trek.
start driving, and then I realize that the controls for those games are fucking garbage. I know, personally, I think that they are weird and bad. I think it's just me. I totally understand that's a hot take. I don't get it. I can't wrap my brain around it. It's fucking weird.
I mean, I suck at the games.
It's
Like,
fucking
I'm like
weird.
a solid, like, middle of the pack racing game person. Like, I was good at Need for Speed and stuff like that, but Forza that takes a more real approach. I'm just like, no, can't, like, it's a pain.
Everything about Forza Horizon I should like. It's open world.
Yep.
There's tons of cars. They put Fast and Furious DLC in that game. They put Hot Wheels DLC in one of those games.
Yep, the last
They're
one.
putting Lego DLC in one of
Yeah.
those games. And
I'm a pretty big racing game fan. Like,
Is it crossplay?
anything, I think so,
with
yeah.
PC,
Yeah.
I think
probably.
so.
If it is, we should totally.
We could.
Yeah.
You two-
Anything but track racing.
you
Track
two can
racing,
play. I'll
I
install.
mean,
I'll
it's
just delete
trash.
it.
No, hey, install it. They have so many fun games that are like tag and shit like that in the game. It's like,
Hell yeah, do they really?
dude, you can literally. There's a game mode. It's like keep away. Literally, you hit somebody, you take a thing, and you're scoring points while you have the
Get
thing.
the
I will commit to trying it. I will not commit to playing it for more than an hour.
bet.
Mike, I will get the gang together and we will have fun.
The gang.
I have a gang that I play this game with. I'll get them
One last ride, guys.
one last round.
One last ride.
Play that song
Family
from
salute
Need for
me
Speed
for
right
good.
now. Or not Need. Yeah, no.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
The Paul Walker song?
Yeah, the Paul Walker. Do it. No, I'm kidding. Don't play it now.
That's not the song.
Awesome.
Next up was hold on. Let me prep this. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I think I broke it. It's okay. Oh my god! There it is! Gears Pop, guys! It's happening. It's coming to iOS and Android.
That looked like hot trash.
It
It
looked
looks like shit.
it looked
How you felt about
Guys.
Forza Horizon controls, that's how I feel about that game.
guys, it looked real bad.
I mean, it looks like a mobile game, but like
Here's the thing.
Like,
Here-
like a,
here's
flip,
why
like a
that
flip phone mobile game.
here's why it's a problem.
Remember the sidekicks?
Any pop video game from here on out should just play like a Lego game. If it doesn't play like a Lego game or look verbatim like a Lego game, they've already messed up because they're making that game like an RPG shooter,
Who fucking
like
It
a top
looks
down
like an RPG
like an RTS or whatever.
like
Or, yeah,
tower
R-
defense
R-
type.
yeah,
They should have gone just strictly tower defense.
it
Literally,
looks cheap as hell.
get more characters as you go. Like make it like a horde mode tower defense type thing.
That would've been
it was
cool, yeah.
so simple, and they fucked it up.
That gameplay could quite literally be like a spam banner on a web page where you're downloading something shady, and I would 100% believe that is just some cheap knockoff. It's like the Game of Thrones one that's getting lambasted right now. The
Yeah.
one that's like tower defense or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just what? Why? Why do there need to be pop video games?
Because Funko Pop is everywhere right
Garbage.
now. Dude, I love them. I collect them.
Listen,
I do. Mike's got a bunch of Persona
Listen,
ones over there.
my Persona ones are my babies. All of the others can fuck off.
I mean, it's just something that's everywhere. Did they need a video game? No, they did not. It's
I like their shirts. I'm sorry. I take that back.
They're fine. I like the Kingdom Hearts one they did. The one that was the Kingdom Hearts 1 box art in Funko style.
Oh,
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I mean, you have the Kingdom Hearts Funko.
Impossible to
Yeah.
find. I do have the Kingdom Hearts 3
And
Sora
looks
riding
like
the
you have
Heartless
a
Wave
Luke
one.
Skywalker with the speeder.
Yeah, that's the one that's a chase.
Oh, you got the chase?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Leia on a speeder,
Yeah.
but the chase is Luke on a speeder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I picked it up. I saw it. I was like,
Lucky.
"Yep, done."
That's awesome.
Yeah, I figured why not.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I don't give a shit about. Whatever.
I mean, it's a mobile game. People will play it. I'm telling you, it probably won't do well.
I guess it's just the whatever. It's like filler for that conference.
Yep.
Next up was State of Decay 2 Heartland, which is available now with just State of Decay 2 on Xbox Game Pass. It's because that game has been on Game Pass since day one, but this
Game Pass
DLC is
on-
available now.
Yeah. They had a season pass for that game. That
Yeah.
if you actually bought the game and you paid like $10 more, that was the cost of the season
Yeah.
pass. And it looked interesting if they fixed the game.
I haven't been back to that game since it launched.
I haven't either. I
Yeah.
played it maybe 4 days after launch.
Maybe we should try that one.
Yeah.
I would actually be kind of down to try State of Decay if it's better. I mean, the thing is, like, I'll try it, and if it's not good, then whatever. I'll consider it a loss. I don't give a shit about it. The next reveal was way cooler. They popped a Sega logo on there and revealed Phantasy Star Online 2 coming out spring 2020.
Here we go.
Free to play. I would anticipate crossplay if it's coming to PlayStation. Hard to say.
Honestly, I would.
Hard to
Yeah,
say.
I'm gonna say crossplay.
I'm so down. It looks
Yeah,
good.
It
looks
looks so
awesome.
cool.
Like stylistically, that game looks like a lot of
PSO
fun.
was really good.
Also, totally not what I would expect for an Xbox conference.
Yeah, no, it came out of nowhere.
Definitely something I would anticipate for a PlayStation conference, but that
They didn't
isn't
have
happening
one.
this year.
Do you have like a sad trombone on there?
Let me try this button. No, it's not. No.
No.
Next up, we'll just pop through this one really quick. Phil Spencer came out, made a big deal about this. Literally, who gives a shit? My eyes glossed over during this. Crossfire X is coming to Xbox
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
exclusively at launch. So it's launching early on Xbox.
I meant to Google Crossfire X.
Probably coming to.
They said
You
it
know
was
what-
already out, right?
You know what game I thought
It's
of?
not on Xbox.
You know what game that
but-
made me think of was that game Revolution X, the Aerosmith game.
I didn't know there was
For
a
yeah, dude. So you, it's a shooter, and you save Aerosmith, and at the end of every level, it's like a little like 2-image like splashback back
no,
and forth.
You don't.
Yeah, seriously, and it's like a MIDI version of like Love in an Elevator or something.
I found out why we don't know what Crossfire X is.
Why?
It is apparently very big in Korea.
Oh, makes sense.
Literally,
okay.
PC Gamer, Microsoft is bringing Crossfire, aka Korea's Counter-Strike, to the West in 2020.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I feel
know-
bad
I had
for
that- I had that-
bashing on it.
I had that moment in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 where the guy goes, "Who?" That's all we're going to say about that one. Next up was a new Tales game called Tales of Arise. This one leaked early. You and I talked about it on Friday. Yeah, my bad.
That one
Gotta
looked
gotta
awesome.
get down on Friday.
Yeah,
that
it looked
game
good.
looks great. I'm excited.
Looked like they changed the combat quite a bit.
That's another series I'm hit or miss on. And yeah, the new combat looks really fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
when he pulled like the flaming sword out of her chest or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there going, "No, okay, I'll give it a shot."
I'll give it a shot. Yeah. It is the most like Japanese trailer that was at that conference,
Yeah.
in that it's like a Xenoblade trailer at like a Nintendo conference, or like Fire Emblem. You pop a Fire Emblem or Xenoblade trailer, and you're just like, this is some Japanese shit.
Yep.
Because it's like, look at the land, look at the sweeping scenery, look at the fire elementals, look
And
at the castles, and then it's like an anime girl who is definitely dressed like an anime girl, and then a guy who just has a mask all over his face, but like dressed like a crown's guard, but a weird, like, he's robbing a bank face mask, and then he pulls the sword, and the mask fades away, and then it's a white-haired anime protagonist. Those games are hit or miss, I think. I liked Symphonia. I didn't really care for Vesperia. I know that's a controversial take. I didn't play Berseria. I want to play it. Although I probably just won't. I'll probably just play this one now.
I think you're just making up words.
I could have been. How many of those do you think were real, Chris?
Probably all of them, because you were being specific. But I've never played any of those.
What about Tales of Strength, Tales of Valiance, Tales of Valiance F? I made up all of those.
I was like, what?
And those could have been real.
It definitely could have been.
Next up, Borderlands 3 Schloot.
Hell yeah.
They showed off another trailer for Borderlands 3. That game continues to look really great. I am really glad they didn't delay that game.
You can slide now, guys.
You can slide, you can loot, you can shoot, you can schloot. Borderlands 3 has prequel DLC coming for Borderlands 2 today.
And I read online it's only free for the first 30 days.
Oh, I'll pop
Shit,
on there
I better
and get
get
it.
that.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
pop on
get
there
on
and get
there
it now.
and get that tonight, people.
If you're any of the people that just got Borderlands Handsome Collection free for PlayStation Plus, or anyone that's going to get it through Xbox Game Pass starting today, then yeah, you can just download that DLC right now. Yeah, I'm going to pop in and try that out. I really want to play Borderlands 2.
I love that game.
That one I really want to play. I just beat Borderlands 1, and I'm trying to make an effort to go through 2 before 3 comes out. So I think that's definitely enough to just like tip me over the edge for that one. Yeah, that game looks great. I can't wait. September 13th for Borderlands 3. Next up was Elden Ring. This was where I lost a point straight hard. Well, half a point. I'm giving myself half a point for this one because I did say that Elden Ring would be at this conference, but I thought George R.R. Martin would come out on stage, and instead, they just went to the next thing.
I thought the trailer looked like
the trailer was a whole lot of nothing, honestly. Like, that game,
that's all they had to show.
all they need for that game is to show off gameplay, and people will be sold.
Well, it showed nothing.
Remember when people got hyped over like a chain turning at the Game Awards, and they were like, "Is it Bloodborne 2? Is it a new Dark Souls game?"
Vaguely.
And then it was Sekiro, or whatever.
I bought Sekiro and I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I need to pop back into that game. I like it. It's it's familiar, but it's not the same.
But I don't know what type of, like, I know what they're known for, so I don't know what this is gonna be.
It's gonna be another hard Souls style game. It'll have some sort of variation. I heard the rumor is that there's horse combat in that game, which is weird. I don't know. We'll see.
I just like. Are they getting lore from George R.R. Martin? Like, is he making the universe?
I think he worked with them for lore and the story, which, knowing Souls games, the story is kind of hands off. It's more about the gameplay. I mean, you do get story,
Sekiro
but it's
has a plot and like it's story driven.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, if
it
they're
could be
getting,
like that.
If they're getting more towards that, and they're just like, okay, let's get George R.R.
The trailer basically shows like different warlords looking up, and the narration is about a ring shattering, and you see someone hammering away at this ring throughout the trailer. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. Whatever. That game will come out when it comes out. When they put out gameplay, I'll probably be like, holy shit, I'm going to buy this day one. Yeah. Whatever. Next up, they talked about xCloud and console streaming. I thought this was a much bigger deal than they made about it. Because Google Stadia just had their thing the other day, their Google Connect. And they talked about Google Stadia launching in November, and only through the Founders Pack for Google Stadia. And the quote-unquote free version of Google Stadia isn't until next year. So you've got like a free version of Stadia. It's 1080p. You buy your games through it. You have your paid version of Stadia. It's 4K 60 frames per second HDR if your network can handle that. And that's what's coming out this year, exclusively for the Founders Pack. I think you could pay for that separate.
The 4K one?
I think you could pay for that starting in November, but you can't I don't know. That's a good question for another time. But xCloud and console streaming were detailed a bit. If you have an Xbox One console, you have free access to console streaming. You don't have to pay a monthly fee. He didn't say whether it was 4K streaming or not, though. He being Phil Spencer, my bad. Phil Spencer being on stage delivering all this news. He came out. xCloud, very vague. Sign up for press today, but none of it's really available till October for the masses. So we'll see how that handles. I'm seeing reports right now that Google Stadia, you can stream. If you stream at 4K for 65 hours, you could use a terabyte of your streaming data, which for Comcast subscribers is a really bad. Yeah, it's the cap. Yeah.
I mean, like you can go unlimited, but then they like throttle the hell out of it.
No, you pay extra.
Really?
I think that you do. I think there is.
Because I know we've gone past our cap in our house before.
The first month they'll let you go past the cap for free of charge, but then after that, I think they charge you for every 50 gigabytes you go over. I do think they have a new subscription rate for Comcast Internet where there is no cap, but they do throttle your data.
Yeah,
that's bullshit.
That is bullshit.
There's no reason for that.
Yeah, well, that's what we live in. So.
Well, they throttle it after you hit a limit. They don't throttle it immediately. Because I think that's what we have. Because Patrick streamed on Twitch for such a there was a time where he's just like, wake up at 8 a.m. Stream on Twitch for 12 hours. Go, go, go. And my dad's just like, why is our internet bill $150 more?
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, man.
Let's just crack through this last little bit of information because, honestly, I thought this was totally pointless. This was how they wrapped up their conference. They revealed that they're working on a new console officially because, obviously, that's been kicked around in the press forever. But they officially revealed it under a project name of Scarlet. It is going to support, supposedly it's going to support 8K resolution, 120 frames per second, ray tracing. It has a solid state hard drive. It has a custom made AMD graphics processor. It has the ability to have virtual RAM via the SSD. I am going to need an explanation on how that works. But yeah, they announced that. It's not coming until next holiday, which is why I think it's kind of pointless to talk about it right now. They could have said all that exact same stuff at the next E3, and instead of putting a project name on it, they could have quite literally just had the box there. They could have been kind of circling the drain like they were talking about this new Xbox project, and then someone just drops the name of it. That's the end of the trailer, and then right in the middle they got the podium, they got the box, they got the release date of this holiday. Instead, it's not till next holiday, and so now people are going to have to wait a year and a half to see what the next Xbox console is.
I mean, they'll have to wait a year until the next E3.
Yeah,
and that's when it'll. But
that's when they'll really get into the weeds on what the new console is. But
when do you think PlayStation is
next holiday?
That's
the thing. That's why they're not at E3.
Yeah.
You know, this PlayStation was we'll just put out an article really quick that's we're working on next gen stuff. It's very Xbox made a whole song and dance of the fact that they're making a new console. And it's not coming out until late next year. And PlayStation just frivolously threw out information via Wired.com. We're working on it. No load times. Minimal load times. Spider-Man PS4 game, by the way, pops up on it. It works. Cool. Great. Xbox had all these developers in this well-shot video talking about it. I think that most of it is wishful thinking, because I can't fathom any game running at 8K and 120 frames per second, on a console, let alone us having any need for 8K support anytime soon. There are 8K displays. They are not consumer-friendly pricing, and that's why I think that they are pretty far off from that.
4K is still slowly making its way to the mainstream audience.
So now
that's quite the jump.
Nowadays, you can walk into a Best Buy and just look I refer to them as like the wood shavings from like
Best
the
Buy?
production floor, like the TVs that they have on the floor.
Oh.
Those are like the wood shavings. It's like cheap ramen. Like there's nice ramen and there's nice TVs at Best Buy, but then there's cheap Maruchan ramen, and there's cheap 4K TVs at Best Buy. They're just like they're on the floor, whatever. They don't give a shit. Someone could run in, two people could run in, grab one of those TVs, they'd
Grab
be like,
that bitch and
whatever,
run.
whatever. It's $300.
Yep.
Shit is made to catch fire in like 6 months. Who gives a shit? So, I think that a lot of the things they're promising are interesting, but I'm skeptical because I don't see them all happening at the same time, especially ray tracing. Ray tracing is new on PC, so ray tracing on a console is kind of wishful thinking. I don't know. PlayStation's saying the same thing, and I doubt them on that too. But holiday 2020, and they officially revealed that Halo is a next-gen launch game, and they showed off a trailer that looked pretty good.
I'm disappointed that it's next year though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, they could have put out that trailer.
I would rather
and just put an Xbox logo on it and left it vague.
I would rather them have not shown it this year.
Yeah,
Than
yeah.
wait a year
I
and
would
a half.
rather Phil Spencer walk out and be like, I know a lot of you are expecting Halo. We're still cooking it. It's gonna take time. We're gonna have more to say about that for sure.
This better be the
at,
best
at the
fucking
next
Halo there
E3.
ever was.
Yeah, better because the buildup is just like it's a slow grind. But I am excited for that game.
I am also.
It looks great. It's just that like all of this stuff, I don't know. It's pointless to talk about because it's not even happening this year.
Right.
It's not even happening in the next like full year. It's not until next holiday. I honestly thought that their next console would be summer 2020, because I thought that they would want to get a head start ahead of PlayStation. I thought that they would kind of want to monopolize like that summer market where kids are getting out of school and they want to have a console to play, and they're going to want to have whatever the next, God
Biggest and
forbid,
baddest thing is.
the next Fortnite, on the next console.
I assume it's just
But,
gonna be.
like, it's
Fortnite
just gonna be,
at this
it's just
point,
gonna be,
and
it's just gonna be
die.
Fortnite, and it's just gonna be Apex. But yeah, no, I think that they missed a mark on that. I think that they can make that up. I think that we'll have to see stuff like pricing, and I think that they're really banking on it not being until that far out because the cost of the components are going to drop. Hopefully. I mean, I don't know, because then they're going to have HDMI ports that support 4K. They're going to have motherboards that support like that kind of tech, which is going to cost more.
They have some
The
like,
custom-
crazy cooling.
The
in that
custom
thing.
AMD processors are going to cost more, and yeah, the cooling better be top notch, and there better not be a fucking power brick with the launch of that console, because that's
No, they're gonna sell it with the power supply on the back.
Well, I mean, the Xbox S and One X.
they don't have a power
don't.
brick,
So,
which is why I'm like, build that bitch in,
Yeah.
put like 6 fans around it,
Right.
because that thing is gonna run hot, and
Oh, yeah.
just go for it. But
I mean, there are some days I think the X and the S have insufficient cooling. Like when
yeah,
I
my
play,
One X runs a little warm. Yeah.
and
Gotta be honest, thought that ending was kind of a whimper. They put out, I think it's cool they shot a video. I think it was kind of too early. I think it's cool that they put out a new Halo trailer. I also think it's too early. And then nothing else. That quite literally just cut to thanks for
Yeah.
tuning into the Xbox stream. I was
Yep.
like, really? That's it? Like, Phil's not gonna come out on stage one more time? And surprisingly absent studios, once again. No Fable. No
oh man, I forgot.
no no
Also forgot about
new Obsidian game. I'm surprised. I don't know. I guess I just kind of expected
Oh,
more
where
from like
was,
their new studios that they bought up.
Oh fuck! What's that game called? The one where you can like go to space, and you like drop down without loading times.
Oh,
That was their big
Beyond
thing.
Good and Evil
Yeah,
2.
what happened
That's
to that?
Ubisoft.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Ubisoft. That's tomorrow. That's already
Okay.
confirmed not at the conference too. Just so you know.
Oh yeah, that game's
not coming out for a while. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they-
not even an alpha yet.
Why do they keep showing these games?
because
and
they have to generate hype to keep their
They want, yeah, exactly. They want
investors happy.
Yeah, they want to impress
Oh,
investors.
Okay,
They
I
also
understand
want
that.
They also want gamers to know, like, hey, this stuff is coming, and it's not that far off. Wink.
Maybe I'm just picky. I
But
think
but
I'm
no,
just picky.
I agree with you. I think that Beyond Good and Evil 2 had its second trailer last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it ended
And
the
that was
Ubisoft conference.
Yep.
And yeah, it's weird that
I don't think that ended it. I think that was more towards the middle because Joseph Gordon-Levitt
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
just like, my company is
That's
doing
right.
all the graffiti in it.
That's right. That's weird.
And it was weird.
Weird. Not as cool as the Keanu Reeves thing for sure.
No.
Oh, yeah, no. Joseph
That Keanu
Gordon-Levitt
Reeves, I literally
is
was
there.
mouth agape at the Keanu Reeves thing.
When,
I need to watch that trailer
when
again,
he came
dude.
into frame, dude, and he just lifted off the
Yeah.
sunglasses,
I
I'm
went.
just like,
I literally
oh,
went no
my
fucking
gosh.
way. But that's the thing. Like there were good moments in that conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like those moments were excellent.
Every conference has good moments.
Yeah, exactly. It was the high highs and low lows, which is unfortunate because like it could have been all highs. And
Well, I mean, every game's not going to be a winner.
right.
I
Well,
mean-
but a lot of those early games were winners. Just listen to this. Listen to the last several things they revealed. Forza Horizon 4 DLC, Gears Pop, State of Decay 2 DLC, Phantasy Star Online 2, Crossfire X, Tales of Arise, Borderlands 3, which is a game we already know about, Elden Ring, which was just a CG trailer, xCloud information, which is technical information, and then a new console reveal that's not coming out until next holiday.
So, I mean, like,
Compared to Outer Worlds, Minecraft Dungeons, Cyberpunk 2077, Battletoads, new
you could
Game
leave
Pass
Battletoads
information.
out of that list.
But still, like, more exciting announcements at
I
the
mean,
beginning,
look, you're
less
right.
at the end.
It peaked and
Yeah.
then came down gradually. Like, it wasn't like a steep, like, holy crap, they're tanking. It was more like
Yeah.
a go up the mountain, come down the other side.
Yeah, it was fine. It was
Yeah.
it was a fine conference. I hope they have a better one next year. I do think that they are continuing this upward trend for their conferences. They're definitely really starting to get there. Their shows are definitely starting to get awesome. But they're
Yeah, 'cause
just
they're
not
about video games.
they're not quite there.
Yeah.
They're not quite there. So,
I
yeah,
mean,
I don't know.
we didn't hear about a Connect or how we're not going to have to.
Yeah, thank
we're
God.
not going to be able to
We
share
heard about
video
connecting
games.
things, but not
Yeah.
Connect. But PlayStation's already got their own Connect. It's called Death Stranding. You're going to connect via the Strand. That would be my sister yelling at our dog. So anyways, that was the Xbox conference. Cody, let's really quickly wrap up our points because we've already
only got
gone really
one
long
point.
in the tooth.
I
let's-
would like to point out that I called his shirt at the beginning that it was Double Fine. So I'm going to give myself a point as well.
I will allow that. I'll allow it. So Forza 8 will be revealed as a next gen title. Didn't happen. Halo Infinite will get a gameplay demo on stage and be revealed as an Xbox One next gen cross gen game. Didn't happen. Gears 5 will get a new trailer and get an official release date. It did happen. That's one. The new From Software game will be revealed. George R.R. Martin will be there and briefly describe what happens in the game. Half of that happened, so half a point. And then Phil Spencer will tease that you'll see him pop up elsewhere during E3. That did not happen, so I ended with 1.5 points.
My
On
only
that
one
one.
point was Forza Horizon DLC reveal.
What were your other ones?
Xbox Game Pass on Switch, streaming only. Forza Horizon 1 and 2 on the Switch. Gears 5 gameplay, and new Banjo.
You had okay, so you got the
They
Gears
didn't
5
have
gameplay.
Gears 5 gameplay.
No, I didn't. No,
Oh.
that's why I only got
Okay.
the 1 point.
Yeah.
So what was the 1 point you got?
Forza Horizon DLC.
Forza Horizon DLC. So
Real
I got
bummed.
and I got the shirt point. So there's a tie for second.
I don't want to say that I have the lead because it's too early in the tooth, and this could be a real Mario Party thing. But I'd like to thank you guys for tuning into this. It really means a lot to us. We want to know what you think of the Xbox conference, of course. So be sure to sound off in the comments on what you thought about their conference. Was it yay? Was it nay? Was it bad? Was it good? Were you glad? So just leave a comment down there. Be sure to subscribe if you want more E3 coverage because we're definitely going to be doing it. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.